up, you guys? My name is Spencer Bullard. I'm a public relations major here at the University of Georgia, and this summer I'm a marketing intern here for University Housing. And you are watching UGA Housing's YouTube channel. So this summer we decided to do a little video series called Housing 101. In this series we're going to talk about the ins and outs of housing and also life on campus. So be sure to like and subscribe because we're going to be posting every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, stay tuned for more. A couple of weeks ago we asked you guys to submit questions about life on campus on our Instagram for this video. And we're going to tell you today if they hold truth or if they're completely false. Okay, so number one, this person asked, your appointment for choosing housing is based on the day you paid your deposit. Appointment times are given based on when you paid your registration fee. So this is a fact. For example, okay, let's say we have two friends, Henry and Michael. Henry got accepted back in November and paid his registration fee right off the bat. Michael also got accepted, but he got accepted in the spring and paid his registration fee off the bat as well. But since Henry paid earlier, Henry will have the earlier appointment time. Now let's say they want to become roommates. All they have to do is log into the Doghouse, create a roommate group together, and then when Henry receives his appointment time via UGA email, then he'll log in again, select his space, bring Michael into that space, and boom, they're roommates. Okay, so number two, where you park is related to where you dorm. This question is a little bit tricky because it's kind of a fact, parking and transportation services are different. It's a different department than housing. So parking questions, any specifics that you have, you need to go to the parking website and check all that out. But I will say that where you park is determined on where you put your preferences. So if you decide to park in the lot right outside your dorm, then you can do that and you just put it on your preferences when you register. Or if you want to park a little bit farther away because maybe it's a cheaper rate, then you can do that as well. All in all specific questions, go check out the website. And also I do want to note that UGA students really don't drive around campus, so we take the bus, we walk, or we ride one of the electric assist bikes. Driving to class isn't really feasible because of parking fees and stuff, so your car will remain stationary for the most part while you're here. Yeah, question number three. Honor students receive first pick of all housing. This is completely fiction, false, nada. The reason for that is that for incoming first year honor students receive priority housing for Myers Hall and Myers Hall only. So if you want to live in Myers Hall and you're an honor student, you have priority to do that. And all that information will be sent to your UGA email, so make sure that's set up and ready to go so that you can receive that information. However, if you're a first year's incoming honor student and you don't want to live in Myers Hall, you don't have to. So if you want to live in any one of our other 22 residence halls, undergraduate residence halls here on campus, you are free to do that. So question number four, a friend can spend the night in our dorm while visiting. This is a fact. So if you and your roommate decide to have someone over to spend the night, then you're completely allowed to do that. However, there are two different visitation types in the different residence halls, and I'm going to read those off right quick. They can also be found on our website. So visitation 1 is visitation is permitted Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m., beginning 10 a.m. Friday through Saturday, ending at 2 a.m. Monday, which is also Sunday night. So that's visitation 1. Again, check it out on the website for more clarification, but in sum, that's just the weekends. And then visitation 2 is visitation is permitted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you can have anyone over at any time of the day, anytime you want, and just check it on the website to see which residence halls have which visitation type. Okay, so question number 5. We group these questions together because they're all centered around the assumptions and the reputations of some of the residence halls here on campus. But I just want to take some time and say that these questions and concerns are completely valid. I completely understand them. I had the same exact ideas when I was coming in as a first year student. But I also want to say that no matter where you live, it's going to be a great experience. I had a great time here in Russell Hall. I have friends who had great times in UV, who had great times in ECV, who had great times in Payne Hall. No matter where you live, you're going to have that great experience, and it is what you make of it. Okay, so one of the concerns that people have are community baths are disgusting. Disgusting! And I just want to say this is completely fiction. The community baths are cleaned daily throughout the week and even on weekends, so that is not an issue about cleanliness at all. I lived in Russell and our building service worker staff was phenomenal. They literally always made sure that Russell was in tip-top shape. And I also had friends who lived in Creswell, and their community bathrooms were always spotless as well. But I do want to note that the buildings are older. Some of them, you know, of course, are built in 1960 because the university was founded in 1785. So it's understandable that some of our buildings are older, but all of them are clean and in good working order. So cleanliness isn't a thing I'd really be worried about here unless it's your own dorm. Okay, so our next question is it harder for a freshman to be a part of campus life in UV/ECV? I think this is completely false. I had friends who lived in UV and ECV and they loved it. And on top of that, there's so much nature space around ECV. Lake Herrick, there's Oconee Greenway. There's just so much space that you can go out and visit and just have a great time. And also, on top of that, there's the Hugh Hodgins School of Music, and so they have like 30,000 concerts and recitals each year. And so you can always drop by and see one of those because almost all of them are free. And then also the Lamar Dodd School of Art is a really cool place to study. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but they have a really cool creative space to really study. And so ECV is still on campus, and so that's important to note is that campus life is on campus and ECV is on campus. So that's not something to really be worried about. Also, it is farther from central campus, but there are so many buses and bus routes that you can take to get you to central campus in like 15 minutes flat, if not shorter. So that's not really something to be worried about. Just, you know, live where you want to, and whichever residence hall speaks to your heart, and whichever one you get will work out fine. People also said that Myers and Rutherford are boring. And that is completely false again. There are so many things to do in Myers and Rutherford. They are home to two of the largest living learning communities. So that's a great way to get involved because they have so many community programs. And then also there's RAs that hold programs. Two halls are also located on the quad, Myers Quad, and it is iconic for throwing a frisbee or chatting with friends. And it's just really a central hub of campus. And another student is concerned that ECV and UV are not social. And this is also completely false. Although the accommodations are a little bit more private and you get, you know, your own room or something like that, you still have a really great opportunity to make long-lasting friendships with your roommates. And also there's so much community space in these areas where RAs host programs, community council hosts programs, where you can get out of your room and actually just experience people around you and build a sense of community there. So another student is saying that all high-rises are all Greek and high-rises are loud. And both of those are completely false again. Statistically, 27% of the UGA student population is a part of Greek life. So if you apply that to a high-rise has about 1,000 students. So if you apply that percentage, then you have about 270 students that are involved in Greek life and 730 students that are not involved in Greek life.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
So if you want to be a part of either crowd, then you're free to do that. Or if you want to be a part of both, cool beans. And to say that they are loud is a little bit funny to me because how can a building be loud? I don't think my bricks scream. But I will say on a more serious note, any hall can be loud. Church hall can be loud, Mary Linden can be loud, but there are quiet hours in each dorm hall. So if you have a noise complaint, all you have to do is call your RA and they'll handle it. So, okay guys, so that's all the questions we could get to today. This has been Housing 101, Housing Fact or Fiction. Thank you so much for watching, and like I said earlier, we're going to be posting every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with that. Have a great day, and as always, go Dogs.